Let me give you a little language lesson here for the week. In Spanish, there do not exist any words that start with the letter S followed by a consonant. That's true. The letter S followed by a consonant only ever appears in the middle of words in the Spanish language. Now, what happens because of that? What happens is that Spanish speakers who learn Spanish later on in life, maybe you're Latino and maybe you have family members and you've noticed this. There are jokes within the Latin community. What happens is that because this is true with the Spanish language, you never get a person who learns English later in life able to say things like Spanish or snow or spelling. They cannot start a word with the S. So what do? Listen from now on. You'll hear them insert an E that does not exist. So instead of saying snow, they'll say es snow. Instead of saying Spanish, they'll say, I speak Spanish. Instead of saying, that's very special, they'll say, that's very especial. They cannot naturally say any words that start with the letter S followed by a consonant. They always have to insert an E because in the Spanish language, that sound combination simply does not exist. So it's something completely beyond their experience and their familiarity with life in the world. By the way, I just noticed that I've got a roll of toilet paper back here. Yeah, that's a roll of toilet paper. This is my backpacking area right here. So I got all my gear out there. The only reason why that's there. Anyway, I thought you would find that interesting. Does it sound familiar to anything you're trying to learn? Well, you're trying to learn things that you have no experience with, right? That are totally beyond your familiarity with life. This idea that you have worth that's inherent to you. You don't have to do anything to earn it. That doesn't make sense to you. All your life, you've been surrounded by people with these attitudes and perceptions that in order for something to have value, something has to give it value. And here you're learning that that's not true with people. That doesn't work with people. For people, the value is just in the fact that you are a person. You don't have to do anything to earn it. It doesn't depreciate. You simply have value for being a person. Are you having a hard time saying Spanish, saying special, saying snow when it comes to the idea that your worth is inherent to you? I would say probably at this stage in your recovery, you're walking around saying es snow, es special, es Spanish. The idea, the concept is just totally foreign to you. Those ideals just have not existed in your culture until now. You know, the good thing about it is that Spanish speakers, not Spanish speakers, but Spanish speakers who work very hard and learn English, and it's pointed out to them that they're doing this, that they're inserting an E where it doesn't belong, and the reasons are explained to them why they're doing that. The good thing is that if they work very hard, they can train themselves out of that. And eventually, they can begin starting words with the letter S and a consonant naturally. But it takes a lot of work. And that's what learning a language is. You know, learning a new language is, it's not just learning words. It's learning brand new ways of looking at the world. You know, for example, when I speak in Spanish, I'm putting the descriptors after the noun. So, you know, la bicicleta bonita, that's the bicycle pretty. But if I'm speaking in English, the descriptor comes before the bicycle. Do you see how that changes the focus, where the focus is at in the language, right? In Spanish, the focus is on the bicycle. and then the descriptor. In English, the primary focus was on the fact that it's pretty. First it's pretty, then it's a bicycle. In Spanish, it's the other way around. It's first a bicycle, and then it's pretty. So you see how it's training your brain to look at life in an entirely different way. And that is what recovery is. Now, just like a person who's learning English from Spanish can struggle and get it, once it's been pointed out to them what they're doing wrong and why, you can too. So I want to encourage you. Take advantage of the Last Symptom weekly podcast. Take advantage of the Last Symptom articles. The podcast episodes, the articles, all of my work is designed to help point out to you that you're inserting an E where it doesn't belong. And once you know it, well, then you can start training yourself not to do that. And eventually, the sense of it, the reasons why that doesn't belong there, will begin to make sense to you, and it'll become natural for you. Today's Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.